one on?
No.
That one on? Is that one like? Is that one on? There we go. How are we doing? All right? Yeah. Good. Marvellous. Hello, Famous Times.
Hello.
I'm not short. I'm just in the distance. That's fine. So, as Manny was saying, I haven't done this for about 22 years. And I'm hoping that the material I've got doesn't need too much updating, but we shall see. I'll let you be the judge of that, shall I? That's always how it works, I always think. So here we go.
Margaret Thatcher isn't alive anymore.
Oh, you're joking. Oh, Princess Diana, eh? What a lovely woman, eh? She's so demure, isn't she? I just got a bad feeling about how it's going to end for her, you know. John Major, he likes a bit of curry. Bit of satire there for you. Hey, we're cooking with gas now, aren't we? Well, Mrs. Thatcher, what a terrible lass. She thinks the northeast of England, where I come from, there's just a big map on the wall in the House of Commons, just says, "Here be dragons." She doesn't go up there, she just stands up there to close the pit. And how are we doing on the material? Do we think it's going to be updated? No, we're all right, aren't we? We're all right, among friends. But I'm just joking with you. Before I begin, is there anyone in here from South London? Anybody in from South London? No, I wouldn't come either. Dear me, you get your wheels in it, wouldn't you? Is anybody in from the... Oh, is a bloke over there? From the northeast. Oh, good lad, you're among friends. I thought as much, because do you mind doing us a favour? Would you mind just switching off your electronic tag? Because it's messing with the sound equipment, that's what's happening there. I'm only telling the truth. Your probation officer says he'll see you outside 8:30. But anyway, I haven't done this for 22 years. It's a bit odd being up here. It's quite nice. The reason why I haven't been doing it for 22 years, I was doing a gig. Everyone knows the Banana Cabaret in Ballon. Lovely place. And I was doing a gig there. It was back in 1992. And I was on the stage and I saw in the doorway, I saw this woman, this figure, and she gave me a heckle, a put down that was so vicious and nasty and pithy that I haven't done it for 22 years. And I remember it word for word because I had to get a lot of therapy afterwards. And I'll tell you, word for word, what she said was, she just stepped out of the shadows and she said, "Get off the stage, you little git. You're not funny. If you think you're funny, you've got another thing coming. If you don't get off the stage, I'm going to break both your arms and both your legs. You see." And I was very shocked because I didn't think my mum used language like that. Hey, you see what I did there? I did that, didn't I? But you liked it, didn't you, mate? Eh? You look very Clapton. You've got the beard and the little hat and all that. It's great. I love it. I love it. You're from Clapton. You're from Clapton, mate. You're from Southampton. Well, thanks very much for coming. I didn't know the word got around that quickly. That's nice. That's great. No, but my mum, right? She's a funny character, right? You wouldn't call her mum though. Now, what you call her is Barbara, right? So I want you to remember that name, Barbara. I know some of you had a few drinks, but it's not a hard word. Barbara, right? She's quite a funny. What can I tell you about me mum? Right. Back in the day, right? On the day of 7/7. Now, people who live in London remember 7/7. It was a terrible day, and my wife, who was in the audience today, lovely lass. She was on the 30 bus, right? The 30 bus was the bus that blew up, and I couldn't get all the mobile signals had gone down, hadn't they? You couldn't get a hold of anybody. It was terrible. It was a real worry. It was a weird time. People couldn't get through to their loved ones or anything. I needed someone to speak to, so I thought I'd phone my mum because I just need to touch base with your loved ones and things like that. So I phoned my mum up. I said, "Are you watching the telly?" She went, "Yeah, I know. Oh, it's horrible, isn't it?" I said, "Yeah, it's absolutely mad. It's crazy." She went, "I know, because there was a massive fire in Whitley Bay yesterday as well." I said, Mum, you can hardly compare the sort of bombings of the tube system and the bus system in London with a fire in Whitley Bay. She says, Dave, you haven't seen the pictures? Oh no, it was a big one. So that's Barbara for you. I tell you one thing about my mum as well. She loves a Wetherspoons. She absolutely. Anyone else love a Wetherspoons? Yeah. Oh, I'm among friends, really. I love a curry and a pint for £1.27 as well. You know. It's quality gear, isn't it? It's really lovely quality gear. But my mum, she's gone sort of above the normal level of liking a Wetherspoons, you know, for what it is, it's child friendly and what have you. But my mum, she's obsessed. That's the only word I can think for it. She's obsessed with the Wetherspoons. So, as Manny said, I'm in a play, I'm not going to plug it, but I'm in a play called Warhorse. And yeah, I can get you cheap tickets if you want. But, I'm in a play. My mum comes down to come and see it. And I know she's fretting about the proximity of a Wetherspoons. So she goes. So I've looked on Google Maps and I tell her that there's a one round the corner called the Shakespeare's Head, and it's only a 5-minute walk to the Wetherspoons. So she comes down, and I think when you get older, you do still care about your mum and dad's impression of what you do. And you want to parent yourself. You want your parents to quite like what you do. And so anyway, I do the show, and I'm still very buzzing off the show. And I come downstairs and I see my mum. And she says, Dave, that was fantastic. I said, Mum, I'm chuffed, do you think so? You know, she said, oh, Dave, absolutely brilliant. The quality of the shepherd's pie was absolutely, it's second to none. I said, Mum, you've got 7-foot horses being brought to life by the skill and ingenuity of practitioners from the National Theatre of Great Britain and Ireland, and you're going on about the quality of a meat pie. She went, oh Dave, but the quality, it's so much better than in Newcastle. The food is so much better. And I looked at her and I was like, what do you mean? She looked at us as if I was mad, as if an alien had come in the back of the room. And she just looked at us and she went, well, David, because she's the only person still calls us David. She went, David, this is London. They get all the best chefs. Absolutely true story. But is anyone else here in a long-term relationship? Yeah. My wife is. But, she's in a very long-term relationship. We've been together 23 years. They're funny on the long-term relationship. They're quite nice. They're quite sort of secure in that sort of way that a mental hospital is secure. But, yeah, I quite like it. But I don't know if you read that story in the paper this morning. I think it was in the Observer, maybe the Times, about those two pandas. It was long-term pandas they brought over from China. Did anyone see this in the paper this morning? They brought over these two pandas from China. I think they were called like. You saw it, did you, Lila? That's good. I think they were called Win-Win and Quinoa or something like that. Anyway, they wanted these two pandas to mate. They've been doing loads of tests about why these two pandas had spent a year in captivity and they hadn't actually bred, and they wanted, the baby pandas, and so they've been doing loads of tests from Edinburgh University, all these clever people, and they're doing all these tests, and they thought maybe it was because the light conditions were wrong, or the diet was wrong, or whether they were being gawped at. But so they did these tests, and what they found out after a year, these two pandas, why they haven't mated, is it's because they're married. So that's what it was, apparently. Look at all the 20-somethings going, what's he talking about? What's that old fella on the stage talking about? But you'll get there, don't you worry. But, anyway, it's been rather nice. I might come back on in a little bit, if that's all right. We'll have a little chat with you. Marvellous. So I'm Davey Nellist. I'll see you in a bit. Cheers. So, how do you follow that? Right, okay. Anybody who's in from Clapton? Anybody live in Hackney, in Clapton? Lots of people. It's quite weird what's happening in Hackney, isn't it? The sort of gentrification. You get blamed for the sort of gentrification of an area. But it's quite weird. I mean, I sort of go to the market, and I go to the deli, and I go to the spa. That lovely spa. Do you ever like the spa? You know, it's like a sort of interior design magazine meets freshly packed sandwiches take place. You pay £5 for a Scotch egg, you know. I love a £5 Scotch egg because I'm sort of used to it. You know, I was, you know, I come from Wallsend, Newcastle upon Tyne, so obviously, thank you, Joe. I was born and brought up on organic quinoa. You know, we couldn't get enough of it in our house. I well remember the day, you know, we'd come in from school, and you can picture the scene. You know, as a little lad, he's about 11, and he's got grubby knees from playing football, and he's got a little Wembley Trophy football under his arm, and he comes in. And my mum says she's in a state of high shock. Barbara, you've met her. Barbara's in a state of high shock because my dad, Derek, you've not met him yet, but he's on night shift, and Derek's got to take his bait. What we used to call bait is your sort of packed lunch for your shipyard workers. But she's in a state of high shock, and I come in from school, and I'm like, what's the hell's the matter? What the hell's the matter, Barbara? Mum, I didn't call her Barbara at the time. I call her Barbara sometimes now, but I called her Mum at the time. And she says, Dave, you're not going to believe this. You're not going to believe what's happened. We've run out of organic quinoa. I says, you're kidding. You're kidding. What's my dad's going to go mad? He's going to come down in a minute. What we're going to do, she said, you're going to have to run to the shop. I said, all right, well, give us the money, you know, give us the 50 quid it costs for the organic quinoa. So I run down to the spa, and I go in there, and I come back, and I'm in tears. You know, picture the scene. I'm a little lad, and I still am, and you know, I'm 11 years old. I've got a grubby jumper on, Wembley Trophy still tucked under my arm, and I say, Mum, they haven't got the organic quinoa, they've just got the bulgur wheat. She said, oh, he's going to be the laughing stock of the shipyards. How can he go in there, even if it is drizzled with truffle oil? You know, what are we going to do? And he's shouting downstairs, Barbara, what the hell's the matter? She said, I can't tell you, Derek, it's too bad. He says, have the kids had an accident at school? She says, no, it's worse than that. He says, have you lost your job? She says, no, it's worse than that. He says, what the hell's the matter? She says, they've run out of organic quinoa. Well, he hits the roof, doesn't he? He's going mad, he's shouting at her. I'm in the middle, I'm cowering in the corner, grubby knees. I've got my little Wembley Trophy on. And in the end, he says, oh, it's all right, Barbara. He says, I'll take a Greg's sausage roll, right? I'll go retro. I'll go vintage. I'll go vintage. But I don't want you to pay 49 pence for it. Like, you know, go down the spa. I think they've got them for £8.99. I might be able to hold my head up if we keep the price ticket on, you know, because this is something you do get blamed for gentrification. I mean, my children are both here today, and I'm sad to say that they sometimes get bullied at school, because you get bullied around here in Clapton. And if you put out the school's admissions form that your children don't have an allergy, you know, they're not fructose intolerant, they're not lactose intolerant, they haven't got a peanut allergy, so you know it's very embarrassing, because they come from a long line of well, I guess they would be sufferers, wouldn't it? You know, I haven't got an intolerance. My dad hasn't got an intolerance. My granddad was a fellow sufferer, and that's the sort of thing that can bring the house prices down, don't you think? You find at a dinner party, you know, you sort of put your hand up, and you get that moment in the dinner party, and you say, "Is there something I want to say?" And I said, "Well, it's a bit embarrassing, you know. It's my daughter hasn't got an intolerance to anything. You know, I'm really scared. I mean, you know, how's she gonna go to comprehensive school like that? You know. Anybody on a diet? Anybody try that 5-2 diet? I'm on that 5-2 diet. When I was a kid, right? But 5-2, the 2 would have been the 2 days of the week you didn't have chips. But I'm on that 5-2 diet. I've tried the Hay diet. I've tried the Atkins diet. I've tried the 5-2 diet. And what I've eventually realised is that, funnily enough, it's quite a rare condition. I'm a bulimic amnesiac. Have you ever heard of that? A bulimic amnesiac. That's what I eat a lot. I just forget to throw up. You know, as I say, not everyone's a winner. But I'm going to leave you with 3 little poems. Hey, what about that, eh? Three little poems. What I'm going to do here is I've sort of trust you enough now, right? To I can see there's some intelligence in the room. Some. There's some intelligence in the room. So I'm going to try three little poems on you. They're not very long ones. They're not sort of Wordsworth or anything like that. Bless you. Was that a heckle or was it just a sneeze? That's fine. That's absolutely fine. This one's called Bus Affair. I took the last bus to your heart, but I didn't have the exact fare. Oh, that's a little love poem. I write my life on scraps of paper. Sometimes I screw it up. And my very final poem is called Alzheimer's Disease. Thank you very much.
I think Davey should get back on the circuit.